Good morning, everyone. My name is Rohit Kumar. I am social science teacher from Maples Academy Devan. Student, today we are discussing about the chapter number 1 in geography, the geographical diversity of India. Now, India is a land of striking physical contrast seen from the air and the surface of the country change dramatically from the snow covered mountains in the north to the broad plains, rugged plateaus, and dry desert and long stretches of coastline in the south. These varied landforms together give India its rich and complex physical identity. India occupies a prominent position in the southern part of the Asian continent along with Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Maldives. It forms what is known as the Indian subcontinent. The region is described as a subcontinent because it stands out a distinct self-contained landmass and separated from the rest of Asia of the lofty Himalayas in the north and surrounded by the Indian Ocean on three sides. The landscape of country is divided into the following major physical divisions: the Himalayas, the northern plains, the peninsular plateaus, the Thar Desert, the Gangetic Plains, and the Aravalli Hills, the peninsular plateaus, the coastal plains, and the island of India. Now, now we have already uh, read that how the collision between the Indian and Ocean plate gave the rise to a great mountain system along with the northern boundaries of our country. This vast chain of mountain, as you know, by is known as the Himalaya. They are called the young fold mountains, and because they were be formed much later than the Aravalli older mountains range such as Aravalli, their high pointed peaks and deep valleys are marked the geological youth. The word Himalaya comes from the Sanskrit word Hima, meaning snow, and Alya, meaning home or abode. Together, the word mean the abode of snow. True to their upper reach of the Himalayas remain covered with snow throughout the year, extended for nearly 2,400 kilometers from the Indus in the west and Brahmaputra Valley in the east, and the Himalayas form a mighty arc separating the Indian subcontinent from the rest of the Asia. Now, the Himalaya architecture. Now, the greater Himalaya, known as the Himadri from the northern and the highest range of the Himalaya, it extends from the Jammu and Kashmir to the Arunachal Pradesh. Its average height is about 6,000 meters and includes the world tallest peaks such as Mount Everest, Kanchenjunga, Nanga Parvat, and the Himachal. The Himachal lies south of the Himadri, forms the middle range of the Himalaya. It stretches from the Kashmir to Darjeeling and has an average height between the 3,500 kilometer to 4,500 kilometers meters. Sorry. This range has a broad valley and steep slopes. And the Shivalik range. The Shivalik is the southernmost part and the lowest range of the Himalaya. It stretches runs parallel to the Himachal range from the Podwar plateau in the Pakistan to the Assam Valley in India and has an average height of 900 meters to 1200 meters. Now the climate in Himadri it extremely cold condition throughout the year and the temperature often remain below 0 degree Celsius. The region receives the heavy snowfall and strong winds, and the Himachal has a cool and moderate climate. Summer temperature range between the 15 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius, while the winter and cold with occasional snowfall. The Sivalik experience a warm climate in the summer with a temperature between 20 degrees and 30 degrees Celsius, and a cool climate in the winter with a moderate rainfall. Now, now the cold desert of Ladakh. The we usually associate desert with the hot winds, loose sand, burning heats. However, not all the deserts are hot. Some are extremely cold and lie at the very high altitudes. Such regions are called cold desert. The most remarkable example in India is Ladakh, located in the northern part of the country. Ladakh lies between the Karakoram range in the northern and the greater Himalaya in the south, and stretching from the CH1 glacier in the northwest to the Pangong Taso Lake in the east near the border with the Tibet. It stands the elevation about 3,000 to 5,000 meters above sea level, which make it one of the highest inhabited region in the world. Ladakh was formed some natural forces created the Himalaya when Indian plate drifted northward and the collide with the Eurasian plate. The seabed that once lay between them was forced upward, forming a folded mountains and rocky plateaus. Now the easternward, the wettest place on earth. Now, though shorter than the towering the Himalayas, the eastern highlands, Garo, Khasi, Janta Hill, are geographically vital moisture traps and recorded hold the Chirapunji and Mosam Ram recorded the some of the highest rainfall globally. And the forests are very dense, trees like salt, teak, orchids, and ferns. And human life deep connection to the environmental hillsides, terrace farming, rice, maize, rich bamboo, and craft traditions. Now the Gangetic Plains. Stretching like a vast green carpet across the northern India, the Gangetic Plains form one of the most fertile and densely populated region in the world. We have already how the Himalayas give rise to the many great rivers, as such as a descent from the mountains. They carry the fine soils and minerals which settle over time, forming these extensive plains. The Gangetic Plains were created through a slow and continuous process known as alluvial deposition. Rivers such as Ganga, Yamuna, and Brahmaputra, along with tributaries like Ghagra, Gandak, and Kosi, eroded rock material from the mountain deposits it the lowland. And over the millions of years, this layer of silt and clay filled it with the depression between the Himalayas and the north. The peninsular plateau in the south, resulting a broad level known as the rich alluvial soil. Now the delta and Gangetic Gangetic plain is also known as the granary plain in the world because agriculture had found rich alluvial soil produces abundant rice, wheat, and sugarcane. Human concentration sustain one of the largest concentration of human in the population in the world and historical link Varanasi, Patna over 4,000 years serving a continuous system of life and productivity. Now the delta where the rivers meet the sea. As the Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers complete their long journey across the plain, they slow down on reaching the eastern edge of India and they were divided into numerous distributions and channels before the meeting the Bay of Bengal. Over the century, these rivers have deposits larger amount of fine silts at their mouth and gradually building up the world largest delta, the Sundarbans. It is spread across the southern part of the West Bengal in India and extend into the Bangladesh. The land is flat and low lying and constantly and the shaped by movement of the tides because of the mixing of the fresh river water with the salty water. The region support the distinct ecosystem found nowhere else in the world. Now this is the delta Sundarban delta is a mangrove forest especially adapted to survive the salty and water logged soils and the natural shield tangled the root system hold the soil together acting as a crucial nature barrier against the Bay of Bengal cyclone. And the unique biodiversity, a unique UNESCO sites the only mangrove ecosystem home to the Royal Bengal tiger uniquely adapted to the swimming and hunting in the swamps. Now the arid west, the Thar and the Aravalli Shield, Thar Desert and the Aravalli Shields, stretching across the northern western part of the India. The Thar Desert, also known as the Great Indian Desert, it lies mainly in the Rajasthan and extended into a parts of the Gujarat, Punjab, and Haryana, and continuing across the border into the Pakistan. It occupies an area over 2 lakh square kilometers, making it one of the larger desert in the Asia, among the most densely populated desert in the world. The Thar lies to the west of the Aravalli Hills and is the border by the northern plains to the northern west and then of the Kutch to the south. The Indian-Pakistan border to the west. Now the ancient core, the peninsular plateau, the oldest and most stable landform subcontinent shaped the original Gondwana rocks over millions of years by wind and water. And the western Ghats, higher continuous steppe slopes, capture moistures, lead and monsoon winds and creating heavy rainfall and thick forest. And eastern Ghat, lower broken by the rivers valley, receive the less rainfall leading to scrublands. Now the peninsular plateau and the Deccan plateau and Central Highland and the Deccan Plateau. North of Narmada, rivers Chambals, Betwa, Son and Damodar, and in the Deccan Plateau, rivers Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Now ecology teak, sal, bamboo and tigers and leopards. And in the Deccan Plateau, there is ecology sandalwood, rosewood and gore and wild boar. Economy rich in the coal. Central Highlands is rich in the coal, iron and mica center for mining and heavy industries and farming and traditional craft. Now in Deccan Plateau, economic life exists, bauxite, gold, manganese, IT hubs, Bangalore and Hyderabad, textile and agriculture. Now the coastal and margin gateway to the sea, western coastal plains, Arabian Sea, and eastern coastal plains, Bay of Bengal. Geographically, western coastal plains are between the Western Ghat and the sea, and the rivers flow swiftly through the narrow valley, forming the estuaries Narmada, Tapi, and the river flow slowly and depositing silt to form extractive deltas Mahanadi and Godavari. Now, in Western Ghat, economy sustained with the fishing, coconut, cultivation, shipping, shipbuilding, major port Mumbai, and economy heavy agriculture, weaving, port-based industries. A major port in eastern coastal plains is Chennai. Now, thank you. This is all about the chapter number 1, Geographical Diversity of India.